Morning, day 6 here. We got in a little bit early this morning and started knocking these down a little bit. Hit them with a Scotch-Brite disc and knocked off all the heavy stuff on this cross member here and the frame. The frame and this cross member have been done by hand, so I've kind of worked these down. Everything's ready for just cleaning at this point and applying the chassis saver to the holes and to the bare spots. I'm going to work on hitting these by hand and going through all of the cross members that I took out and hitting the holes with Scotch-Brite and getting ready for a touch-up on those as well. I'm going to pull out, you can't really see those, but the trailing arm brackets off the cross member there and clean them up and clean up the cross member so I can do touch-up on it as well. So that's kind of where we're at this morning here. Kind of today is all about painting and getting everything ready for final assembly. All right, so I spent a little bit of time, about an hour actually, going through and hand prepping all of these. A little Scotch-Brite and some emery cloth on all the holes, deburring, scuffing, getting ready for the chassis saver. All these parts down here, including the rear end, I got a little bit on both sides with the U-bolts clamping down. I'm going to redo those, put 2 coats of the chassis saver on there just so it'll be good and durable. So next up is going to be sitting down and the tedious process of putting chassis saver on all of these holes and coating all these parts so that they can be top coated and look good and bolted in. So that's kind of what's up next. All right, got the parts laid out here. I went ahead and wiped all these down with 99% isopropyl alcohol so to get all the grease and dirt off of them. I got these cross members over here as well. I'm getting ready to do the frame here, wipe it down so we can start putting some chassis saver on all these holes. All right, I got some of these parts coated here. I got the diff cover, some of the bracketry, the cross member, some of these cross member parts here. I went ahead and touched up the holes. I went ahead and coated the entire, all of these parts over here. I went ahead and did the driver's side frame just to see how it would go. I'm going to film the other side. This went on pretty good. I did the top and bottom, inside and out. All the holes are coated, so there'll be no rust issues. You can kind of see in there. Went a little extra further in there because there was a little bit of surface rust in there. I hit it with some emery cloth and knocked all the heavy stuff down, but this stuff adheres to rust better than it does bare metal, so I left a little bit in there. So I got the cross members over here. Went ahead and did the axle tubes here where the U-bolt contacts the axle. Just wanted to give a little extra protection there so that it doesn't rub the paint off. So, but anyway, that's kind of how it's going right now. All right, all the holes are coated in chassis saver. I got both frame rails, top, bottom, inside and out. All the holes, all of the bare metal, all the scribe marks, everything's been touched up. Cross members, the rear axle here where the U-bolts hit, all of the cross member parts, diff cover, trailing arm brackets. Everything is covered. The only thing I have not done yet, and that's a project for another day, is I've got to get in here and grind down. You really can't see that. Get some undercoating off of that center cross member there for the trailing arm brackets bolt on so they'll sit flush, and grind down some welds that were there from a bracket that one of the previous owners had put on. So at this point, everything's coated. I'm just going to let it dry for a couple days, come back in and sand it down and put a top coat on it. I did this a little unorthodox. I put it on with a brush, which works pretty well. It lays down pretty flat. You can kind of see here. And this cover here, it's drying. You see a little bit of the brush strokes, but if you just hit that with a Scotch right before you put the top coat on, it'll smooth right out. It's like butter. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at for today. Next project or next day should be prepping for top coat and grinding down those welds underneath there. So anyway, I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please like and subscribe if you'd like to, and appreciate you watching. Thank you.